Alright, American Locomotive Company Diesel Electric Locomotive School Instruction Series number 805 Schematic Connection Diagrams. Alright, the schematic connection diagram in each device component with a part of the particular function necessary to represent the part of the block diagram in the manual that aid the troubleshooting trouble electrical circuit the cause of the failure of the certain function. Use the cause by failure device as a device or devices in schematic connection diagram. The devices are broken up with the connection component part of the diagram, specialized function. Each component part plays for the section applies. For example, connection diagram section, propulsion control motors 2 and 4, motors 1 and 3, generator section, circuit, limited circuits, and so on. A power contactor has an operating coil, main contact, several auxiliary power contacts called the interlock. The operating control plate for the propulsion control section. Main contact is one of the motor section of the interlock with the control circuit, which be located in the particular section by function. For example, the power contactor interlock may control the alarm bell through a main function. Contactor may be closed to the circuit to a motor. When the ball fails to ring, it is readily found with the interlocking with the contactor control of the alarm bell, which because of the interlocker appear with the alarm circuit section of the diagram. The wire diagram now becomes organized arrangement with a minimum number of lines of the wires connecting diagrams. When using the diagram, certain assumptions must be made and followed. That every one diagram is for one locomotive only. Everything in the diagram shown with the de-energized. All switches, contactor, relays, other devices are shown shut down in position. All devices involving the reverse action has no shutdown position are shown set up with a forward locomotive motion. All dynamic braking devices are shown set up for motoring. Symbols 2. Symbols. Two types of symbols for the one system in the pre-1950 and the other for 1950 locomotives. The one pre-1950 shown in Figure 1. The symbol of 1950 for 1950 are type and shown in Figure 20. Shows the controller contacts as and or open space. Legend means throttle handle contactors. Selector handle reverser. Selector handle, reverse handle, letters, figures of the following that tell the notch's position in which the contact is closed at all times. Contact shown in position. It shows a circle with a crosshair in the middle of it and an EC for engine control switch contact letters following. The EC tells the position which contact is closed, determining meaning the running position is 6, 4, and 2, referring to the intermediate position, returning engine line with the other operation. 1 meaning the idle position, a 0 meaning off position, 5 meaning starting position, position, RIO and RIS contacts marked with the closed and the 2, 4, 6 sketches section Q. Then you have your reverser main contact, forward and reverser interlocking contact, closed, open, forward position respectively, and then circle with a switch, show the braking switch main contact, share with the motoring position, thoroughly opposite braking figure 6 contact number, button switch, switcher, interlock, closed monitoring, switch SWB, switch interlocked in braking. Then an interlock relay, contact device marked with the close with the device, de-energized interlock relay closed with a marked device energized. Resistor, same symbol, covered showed as rheostat and panometer. Tube resistor capacitor, resistor rectifier passing current, direction arrow, fielder coil, contactor main tips, lamp bulb, circuit breaker. Normally closed open circuit switch contacts, opposite switch operated or followed by the number of those models are cut out. Reading the diagram, conditions must be set for the reading wire diagrams because of the following circuit. To the power, show the two power positive throttle idle, the DMR interlocking 30 amp, 30 inch closed, throttles 1 through 8 generator field, DMR control powers are negative. Following section wire diagram, wire 13, wire 6, following conditions exist. Two paths are possible of wire 13 and wire 30A. Starting from the top line with the throttle handle, contact THI over the instrument, but the throttle handle must be in idle position, both receive at 30 amp and 30 ANC. It is necessary to have throttle handle in some position with the other than throttle 1 through 8 is one with the same throttle handle cannot be in the two positions same time in the circuit cannot exist. And again, starting at wire 30A, following the other path of the operating coil of the DMR to control the negative and energize DMR with the DMR relay. Picks up the contacts also marked DMR closed with a complete circuit of wire 13 to wire 30A. The path of the wire 30A to the wire 30C is possible the operating throttle. Some positions other than idle wire 30C is the wire manual closing generator field switch. In other words, establish circuit with the wire 13 2.6. DMR relays must be energized first, placing the throttle handle in the idle position after the circuit is completed, placing the throttle handle in the some position from at 8, closing switch 187. Remember, whenever circuits are traced through a device or part of the device, the condition of the position of the device must be firmly established or adhered to. Then it shows your item X for the A and Y connector apparatus, Z, A and D, associated diagrams Y, M, J, Q, battery device M, J, device Q, and W, engine control KL, excavation control section FG, governor sections K and L, lighting M and N, propulsion control A and C, sequence tables P, traction motors D, exploration. Shows non-closed open finger type bridging types above symbols apply contact relay interlocks all manually operated device except for the knife blade snap switches, circuit breakers, reverse main contactor, brain switch, brake switching, main generator, figure and contact, circuit breaker, knife blade switches, snap switches, motor circuit cutouts, cutouts contacts marked with throwaway opposite motor circuit out, mark followed with a number through the opposite that only when the monitor is numbered is counted out. Resistor grid type fixed with tube with tap with slider, rheostat, full travel, limited travel, 2-section active sub, the interactive, operation field coil, compensating series, shunt, and computating shunt capacitor, one symbol shown, the more than capacitors and parallel current flow, indirection arrow, shows rectifier lamp, letter positions 0 off, idle, start, run, and 2416, engine control, switches contacts are marked to show position which they are closed. Then it shows you a schematic diagram, which is a sequence table. Show the shutdown of the contact switch open with the off handle and the idle switch, and the throttle handle and the idle switch. We'll leave the contactors and the relays out of this. Then it goes into engine start, control switch, contact switch close, off, idle, and start, idling, contact switch close, idle, series 1 through 8, series field shunt 2 and through 8, motoring transition 2 through 3, 3 to 8, parallel 3 to 6, 7, and 8, parallel fuels F4 to 8, backward transition 3 to 2, 2 to 8, series F2, 2 to 8, and series FS1, 1 to 8. Cutting out motors 1, 2, and 4, cut out 2 and 3 and 4, cut 2, motors 2 and 3, motors cut out, electrical braking, emergency There shows engine control sequence table, show the shutdown, off, and idle, engine changing, continuation switch 0, engine start on, off, idle, start, engine on, start, idle, orange S, idle, engine speed control, multiple unit engine stop, single engine stop, and those done to control the contactors and other devices, relays. Sequence table show again the motoring, field shunts 1 and 2, separate part and parallel, series parallel and parallel, electrical braking, selection handle off or braked, idle handle notch, idle, engine control, cutout switch R, cutout, motoring, electrical braking, cutout positions, motors 1, 2, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 3 and 4, cutout handle positions 1 through 4, throttle hand notch 1 through 8. Alright, sequence table. The table indicate what happened. Sequence table shown figure 3 with a pre-reading 1950 model with the die does not signify a particular condition. Control handle device closed. The observation found with the device is not closed. Apparently, is trouble. The circuit with a particular device can easily be traced. The table shown figure 4 is for the 1950 model. Similar example of the device, if it's depending on the throttle hand position, are tabulated separately. And then it goes into a big old index. Alright, apparatus table list of the other necessary information concerning the devices. Equipment of each of the devices listed alphabetically. With the following information can be found in each item. Symbol type, cat number, resistance, operation control, and operation coil, if any, for the type of lock, interlock. What device is located in locomotive in the section of the diagram filed with the component parts of the devices. Recommended adjustment settings, if any, functional devices. Apparatus table, the index and figure 6 location symbol. Pre-1950 figure 7 key, figure 8 table 1950 model. Alright, relay and interlock switches also necessary to have the physical location interlock with a contact relay, have the number of interlocks obtained with a section diagram titled Relay Interlock Sketches Pre-1950 Device in the sketch of 1950. For example, figure 9 is the scene of the fourth contact from the letter AVF caused the circuit from the wire B1 to 32M of the AVF, then energized from 32A to 32M with the AV energized. Alright, and then show the development, show the throttle reverser, selector, handle control, contacts over the various positions. These sketch handle the development sketch of figure 10. Are you to locate physical position, contacts, possibility, check with the wire diagram. Contacts are shown with the shutdown position off, and the reverse handles idle and throttle handles off selector. Device sketches. Assuming the following that they're shown, show the 15 and 7 a.m. 15 wire 15 and 7A, pre 1950 throttle 2, 4, 6, and 8 spaced, and then 1950 15 7A throttle 2, 4, 6, and 8. How this contact can found in the locomotive when referring to figure 10, if seen with the contact 15 7A open to the idle position, rectangular portion opposite of the contact unshaded area idle position, while the position 2, 4, and 6, and 8 shaded with the black portion show with the contact closed. Throughout the throttle position, furthermore, physical location contact can be determined counting down with the contactor drum. The contact question is the seventh from the top. Alright, so you have your reverser off and forward, reverser cylinder, throttle cylinder, idles 1 through 8, and it shows them over the switches for the different idles in the motor and the throttle cylinder. It shows the reverse cylinder interlocks, motoring 1 through 4 interlocks off, braking, motor selection, braking, selecting cylinder with shunt, and then it shows these grids. I like the brake panometer, which shows the wheel slip ring, wheel slip resistor ring, and it's kind of like a rheostat, and I guess it goes from with a resistant unit, cat model. Alright, troubleshooting. To be understood with the troubleshooting setup, okay for the trouble file for the various step of the analysis. Assuming the diesel engine does not crank over, the fault is due to the interlock, and then it shows P21, shows the alarm system for the governor, wheel slip buzzer. Here's the rheostat. Over here is the capacitor and a resistor. Capacitor. Show the governor clutch and how it would alarm to the governor. When the first step of the terminus of pole that happened to start with the winch is started, what happens into the sequence card, refer to figure 4, note GS1, GS2 contactors have been closed. Location GS2 1 and GS2 locomotive, see figure 8. When displayed with the CP figures, explain CP control compartment location GS1 is known now. Observation will show that the GS and GS2 have not closed. The next step is to define the GS1, GS2 wire diagram. Attempt to determine these coil does not energize with the contractor power of the apparatus figure 8 with not GSI power. Reverse period section B, K, F, and T coil with the file in the section K figure 11. Problem consists of the examination of all equipment of the circuit has seen with the normally closed with the interlock P21 in the circuit that referred to the apparatus table located in interlock and locomotive. Diagram indicates the interlock of 43, 43A is in the normally closed with the wire. Numbers cannot be identified with the device. Sketch figure 12 will show the interlocking third over the right mic by cleaning and repairing with the contact trouble is corrected. By the following method, any of the trouble can be traced to its the corrective. The type of the diagram, little practical experience provides an efficient meaning of the trouble. Shows motor 1, motor 2, power contactor P1, P21, P22, and OPR, I believe, would be operations operator. And this has been an American Locomotive Schematic. I was going to make it into like a nice way, but it didn't really come out really good with the sweat, so I just read it. Testing. 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 Testing.